So, the PB8, let's get it off the trailer and onto this trolley. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. Right, here we go. If you followed the last video, you'll notice that that's seized up. Last time we took the crankcase door off the back and found it full of muck and stuff. And I sprayed a bit of diesel in there, and that was about 3 days ago. Let's try and get that to soak. So what we're going to do is pull this off onto my little trolley, which is down there, and hopefully the flywheels will miss it. I think that's narrow enough where that'll sit on there, and then we can, number one, see if this thing is freed off now it's soaked in diesel for a couple of days, and number two, we'll get the head off, see what that's like. So let me get my little trolley. Now how I want to hang about, I run down. Oh, can I drag that? Can I drag that little engine onto this trolley? I say little engine, bloody thing is still heavy. And, oh, bugger. Oh, it's a heavy little sob. Now my trolley's tipped up. This is what I was afraid of. We're going to have to come a bit further under. And that's still going to tip. That's still going to tip. Right, we'll have to have a little go here. And hopefully I can set my toe on this end so it don't tip. Oh, ah. Well, I think we're half on. I think we're on. And bloody flywheels. Them flywheels don't miss. Well, that's a swine. I was hoping them flywheels were going to miss that, but they don't. So it looked like we've got to come back underneath it with some wood to get them flywheels off. Right, there's one bit under. Right. Oh, now the flywheels are off. Let's see if we can get a bit of wood under the front of the engine now. If I can actually lift it enough. This is not a very good trolley for this sort of thing. Well, we've got one bit under. Can we get this bit under at all? Oh, that's tipping that trolley up. How am I going to do this? Yeah, I need another man here, look. This is where... this is where man cave could do with help. Right, there we go. I reckon, get the head off, give that a little squirt in there, and we'll see if we can get any movement on them flywheels. Alright, let's get round here a bit. See if we can get some toolage on here. God, there. See what this whole engine's all about. Well, we've got a nice breaker bar there, which I fear we'll need. What size nuts have we got? Ah. 22, they're going to be on my other set. There we go, we got one here. Look. Let's get these cracked off, if they will crack. Oh yeah. Marvellous stuff. Well, that's one cracked. Two cracked. Now, if you remember, all we want off this engine is either the big end shell or the piston conrod and big end, depending what the pistons are like. All to go in my other PB8. Let's get the whole speed brace. There's these bad boys off here. See what that's like in the head. Well, we've got a whole stud come out there, look. The nut off of there. That's a whole stud coming out and all. That's a whole stud coming out. Oh no, that's a nut. Cool. This is the nut and all. And what's this one? That's just the nut as well. There we go. So we have our cylinder head cracked off. Cool. She's on there bloody tight. Alright, let's have a look. Time for a pry bar. Cool. I don't want to hit this head. I don't want to give this head too much stick because it is only cast. That's cracking. Looky down the bottom. There's diesel. There's diesel starting to come out down the bottom. There's our head off. Marvellous. What are we like in there? Do you know, it ain't as bad as I thought. I expected a lot more rust. But that diesel, what we poured in the back, has come all the way through, look, to the front. So that diesel over the last few days has worked its way past that piston. Right, we have a rag. Do you know that bore is really bloody good in there? But will this engine now, will this engine actually turn over? Well, look at that. Look at that, it's come free. Look at that. Uh-oh, we're locked. No, we're not. We are coming all the way around, look. Oh, although she's tight. And we've got some sticky valves. Oh, that valve is really sticky. Oh yeah, them valves are really, really sticky. But we aren't too bothered about them. Now we're worried about this crankcase. Let's get you around the back so you can have another butcher's at what we got. There we go. There we go. Well, that's a little bit freer in there. That engine's tight from pushing them valves open. Well, I think this might be enough for what we want. Just to get that piston out, we need to crack open these big end shells. Is that also going to be a 22 as well? No, smaller than one. Let's get my old socket on. Finn, where's the knock armour? Here it is. Will these undo? Or am I hoping? Oh, wrong size socket. She knocked on, but she wasn't the right size. Ah, that's the right size. 18mm. I know it's all Whitworth stuff, but oh, it's coming undone, look. But we haven't got any Whitworth spanners, so I'm afraid for now she's 18mm. Which seem to fit on there an absolute treat. Come on. Cool. There we go. Well, there we have it. We have got our big end shell undone. Now I hope there's got to be shims in there. Oh, bugger. That one's a little bit tight because the thread's rusted at the end. Let's hope she'll come. There we go. That is the big end shell off. Well, that's the nuts off. We want to try and get this off without causing any damage. Oh, look at them big end shells. Look at them. They look, actually, wipe the oil off them. And these big end shells look really nice. Look at them. They don't look a lot of wear in them, do they? So let's see if we can get this engine turned right forward till that drop off. Alright, we're off. So our big end shell, what we got now, the one left in the engine is in there. So we need to get that piston and con rod out. So I'm going to put a block of wood on these nuts, tap them with a hammer, and hopefully that piston will come out. Let me readjust the old camera. Right, have I got a strong enough hammer here? I don't want to give it too much pen and ink. No, I don't want to damage that white metal. Wow, look at that. Bring you around the front here. That came out there surprisingly easy. Like, surprisingly easy. There's our piston, which actually, look, yeah, that diesel had worked its way all around there over the course. And look how free them rings are in them grooves. No carbon in them rings at all, look. Spotlessly clean. Well, that's answered my question straight away. We're going to put this piston and con rod, we're going to put this whole kit and caboodle into my other PB. I can't see any point knocking them white metal bearings out of here to fit them into my old con rod, because to be honest with you, this looks as good, if not better. So that's what we're going to be doing next, guys. We have got our piston, con rod and big end all out. But that's not going to be today's video. This is as far as we're going to go, because I haven't got the other engine out yet. It's still tucked away in the shed. So we're going to put this cap back on. Somehow. Come on. Why aren't they going back on? Because before we fit this into our other engine, we need to have this, there you go, we need to have this spotlessly clean. So everything, this con rod will all be cleaned up. Everything's going to be cleaned up. But here we go, this is what's going to go into my other PB8. Don't she look good? There you go. So we'll call this video it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Come back for the next installment, where I will get the other engine out of the shed. We will put this in and try and fire my original engine all live on camera with no camera cuts. You'll see me fit that piston and con rod, fit the head back on, put petrol in it and see if it goes. Right, that's it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now. Ha ha. A quick cut before we go. Just to let you know, this engine was not seized in that bore at all. Because we have no piston in there. See daylight through there, look. Yet this engine is still very tight. Just as tight as it was before we took the piston out. So this engine was not seized in the bore. But I'll tell you one thing. I am quite gutted that I have to break this little engine. Because if you look past all the muck, you look past all this muck and crap in there, and this engine is actually clean all that crap out. This engine is actually mechanically spot on. I mean, that cylinder, there is no ridge, there is no damage in that at all. The top of this piston haven't even got any carbon on it, and you can see STD on there, so our standard size. The rings are all free and not seized, and then big end shells, they look like new. It is a crying shame to break this engine. It really is. If I put the piston conrod back in, if I cleaned all this out, put the piston conrod back in so this engine spun over freely, there's no lift on the main bearings either. I mean, I've lifted on them flywheels, there is no play in them main bearings at all. But if you did clean this all out, oil it up and reassemble it, lap the valves in, I reckon if you put a mag and mag drive back on it, float in that carb, do you know, I reckon that'd run, and I reckon that would be a really, really solid little engine. But I didn't buy it for that. For someone like me, who likes to preserve things, this is actually quite a killer. This really is quite a killer, because I'm basically ruining one engine to save another. But the engine I want to save, I've kind of got a bit of emotional attachment to it. I mean, yeah, that's water jacket covers missing. But you've seen my other PB8. Let me show you my other PB8, which is a bit older actually, because it's the serial number on this one. This is the engine we're saving. And it's on the original steerable Ruston. Oops, sorry, this one's on the original steerable Ruston trolley. That one out there is a straight petrol. I'll tell you how you can tell. Now, some people will disagree, and some people aren't sure. Some people will say the later engines, blah, blah. But look at the cylinder head on this one. We have a flat cylinder head. Now, the later PBs had an angle what come out, and the spark plug sat upwards. They put them in later for better combustion. The earlier engines, this one, serial number, what was it? 245114. So this engine, I think, is about 1930, something like that. We've got the plug straight out, but look, this head is flat. See? It's flat. Look at the head on this one in here. By the way, the flat head denotes that it runs on petrol only. Now this one, come back in here. This engine is a petrol paraffin model. Two ways you can tell. Exhaust is different. This one's got a flat exhaust, but look at the head on this one. The plug does come straight out, but it's got, let's get a flash on. There you go. Look at the side. This head is recessed at the bottom. It's not flat all the way down. It's got a recess. That's so it runs hotter in the bottom to ignite the paraffin. So this will actually run, when I rallied this, I used to start it on petrol by filling the carb up with petrol, turning the tap off on the tank. Your tank would be full of heating oil. I used to run this on heating oil. Fill the tank with heating oil, but turn the tap off. When this is empty, fill it up with petrol, like first thing in the morning. It would start first time. And you'd run it and keep filling that 3 times. And once you'd filled that 3 times, it would then be hot enough where you could then turn your petrol tap on, and this would gradually push out the petrol, fill it up with heating oil, and it would run on heating oil all day, which is like half the price of petrol. So, yeah, but this is the engine we're saving. So really, what I could do, take the mag and mag drive off this one, that inspection door, put on that one outside, and get that one running. Or I can save the engine I got the attachment to, which, sorry to say, is this one. Because, I say, this is a lovely little engine. It's been so reliable. It's on the original Ruston trolley as well. It's got the flat exhaust. See the exhaust on that? When we compare it to the slightly later petrol engine we bought the other day, look at the exhaust on this one. Yeah, see, that's got a totally different exhaust. Both them things tell you that that's a paraffin engine, not a petrol one. So, there you go. This is definitely it now. And, yeah, this is, for me, you wouldn't believe how hard this is to sacrifice this engine, knowing it's mechanically that good inside, a perfect cylinder, a perfect piston, a perfect big end, and I'm assuming the main bearings are going to be perfect as well. Because if I'm totally honest, that one I'm doing in the shed has got a tiny little bit of play in the main bearings. So this, I think, is a mechanically better engine. But I can't bear myself to rip bits off that engine in there, what I've been trying to save for 3 years. So I'm afraid this one has to be sacrificed. What would make my day is if somebody took this on as a project to save this one. Maybe they had a Ruston PB with a split block, frost damage, and they could then take bits off that to go in this. That would be ideal. I would happily let someone have this who was going to restore it, because I would love to see this thing running again. I would absolutely love to. But I'm afraid that person's not going to be me. I think I might take the flywheels off it, because one of the flywheels on the engine I'm saving as well has got a little bit of wobble in it when she's running. So we might save the flywheels off this. But there you go. And I think there's a guy just messaged me a little while ago saying he's interested in the mag drive. So we shall see. We'll perhaps take the mag drive out. And yeah. Right, that is definitely it now. I'm going to stop waffling on. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye for now, for the second time. Ha ha.